Kenan came and visited my greenhouse earlier this winter, and he recorded something for his Patreon page, and he was kind enough to share it with me. I am going to share it with all of you. He loved one palm in particular, and we're going to go to his house and present him with one. Okay, Furlow, look at this. Look at this fern. This is a fern.
That's a fern? What's that called? Big fern.
It's the giant fern.
It's a giant fern.
It's a giant fern. And
Okay.
I can't pronounce it.
Okay, oh, don't bother. Giant fern will work.
Yeah, they sell this at Excelsa.
Oh, I gotta get me one of these giant ferns.
Here, and then look back here, I have the... Now the one I'm gonna give you is a little smaller than this, so don't...
Come on, hon.
Don't get too excited.
Don't get too excited?
Yeah.
That's impossible whenever I come here. Hey, where are you?
I'm
Kate?
coming, I'm coming.
You all right?
I'm
Kate
getting
has to
stuck
get through
behind the giant fern.
This is...
That's
it.
that elephant palm.
Yeah. And
I love this thing.
And you see how I have them all pushed together? If I had them separated, they would do... But I grew this from a little one.
You did?
Yes.
But I love this one.
I'll give you a little one.
You don't get to have that one, honey.
Okay.
You have to say bye-bye.
I like this, but I like this plant.
Kate, we went to Excelsa, right?
Yeah.
$18,000.
Oh.
It was nicer. It was huge.
It was huge.
Wow.
Just think about, I could live under this thing. And this is still kind of a teenager, right? This isn't like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this. That's one of my... I don't know what it is about this palm, but I just love the giant frond. It gives me... It almost feels to me prehistoric because I think like when dinosaurs were around, this just... I don't know. I just love the way it splays out. It's got a nice kind of... What do they call that? Is it a canopy or is it a spread? You know, I don't know.
Oh, a spread. Yeah, a spread. I mean,
Okay.
it has big leaves.
Yeah, big leaves.
Big leaves.
I like big things.
And I'm not,
big lizards.
to be honest, I'm not even
tortoises.
sure what I have here. This right here is all my. So all these are smaller palms.
Yeah.
And I just had Caesar pot them all up in these 45-gallon 45. This is a
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's an awesome plant. I love that.
There's a lot, like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff.
Here's the thing about Tom. Tom keeps talking about all these old timers, right? You realize in
I'm gonna be
yeah,
the old
in
timer.
20 years,
Yeah.
we're gonna be coming back like there's this crazy dude. It's got all the plants in the world, like everything's here. You're that guy in 20 years. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to
Yes.
adopt me?
I'd love to. You live so far away, though.
Yeah.
I
We're not
love
moving
this
all
guy.
the
I
way.
wish
All
we
right.
lived closer. I don't know
I
any.
know.
You know.
Man, this is awesome. All right. I love this place. This is really cool. It's fun to kind of see, or like, it's interesting with plants too, because, you know, the plants, where you go?
I like this this orange trunk of
that's
this.
a red ceiling wax palm.
That's cool.
The red ceiling wax plant. I like that, sweetie. That's why I brought
I
you
like
here.
colors. See, green is my favorite color, so I love all these green plants. But every now and then, I like a little pop.
Yeah.
You know, a little pop.
We gotta keep,
Oh,
listen, gotta
what
keep
do
Kate happy.
Now this is a messy plant, but I love. So this is the
Wow.
Hong Kong orchid tree. It's super fast growing. It blooms for several months, and I don't know if you'd ever want like some of that, like blocking your neighbor. You know, we have the Eureka palms that could come and
in
grow.
the middle, between the Eurekas.
Yeah, but then that would block with the dogs bark next door. That could block it off.
Those dogs.
I love dogs.
Yeah, I like them too when they're not barking.
When they're quiet.
But that blooms from December through March.
Is that what smells so good? Is it this tree? Something out here when we walked
I
through
don't
that
know. It's a
threshold, it
fragrance.
smells so floral and wonderful.
Wow. That's Tom. He smells like flowers. Tom gives off-
Maybe.
And here's
Normally
the garden.
I'm smelling not so great
So
smell.
did we see the plants that you bring? That's it for the plants, right?
Yeah, I mean, we could look at other if you get ideas or something.
Listen, I know we're gonna also do a video with Tom on his channel, but we got to show our people.
You know what? The dogs are very protective. I can bring them. I can bring the Galapagos out here.
Is that okay?
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
then I'll show you the red-footed tortoises.
Okay, let's go.
They're all in their little house there.
No problem.
Okay.
All right, cool. Yeah. So he's got to go to physical therapy. So we're gonna wrap it up with some Chelonian action. But here we are in his gardens.
Gage,
It's beautiful
you
here,
wanna
and
show them
yeah.
where
So this is really cool, guys. These redfoots were actually offered to me by a former co-worker of Kate, These are the ones that were from your buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I thought, you know what, let's give them to Tom, because Tom has a nursery also in Fort Pierce. These animals were in Fort Pierce, as you know. What I'm trying to do with Tom is, since Tom has means and Tom has space, there are a lot of animals that really need homes. So I think Tom's a great resource to take in some of these animals that need homes. So what he did was, very simply, he threw this up real quick for these animals. We just have a nice welded wire fence here. They've got their heated shelters. You can kind of get how simple it can be to keep a tortoise if you do it right. These little dog igloos with a heater on the inside, same thing. Look at this. This is actually a car topper. It's a luggage, a storage box that goes on the top of a car. Well, they just cut a hole out, boom. Very simple. You don't have to break the bank in order to keep these animals. And you can see these animals. We've got some banana plants here. They're gonna eat them. They're living on a nursery, and again, this is just gonna be a startup for them, right? Basically, he just threw this together so that these tortoises had a adequate place to live. And I'm really excited to see the tortoise he got from 3Js. Our friend Jason Abels and John Heidecker. The other J in that 3Js I have never met, but it's Heidecker and Jason Abels. He's gonna bring out a beautiful Galapagos tortoise that he bought at the auction. So all the proceeds went to CrocFest for the Siamese crocodile and the black caiman in Brazil. Our old friend from the channel, Lonnie McCaskill, is heading up the Siamese crocodile help out there in Southeast Asia. So I'm really excited, and I think Tom's coming right now. Check it out. Tom, I was just saying, great job putting this together. I know this is a quick setup you did, but the animals are happy. They have all their needs. We got some collard greens here. Let's see, these tortoises are out and about. And these were the ones that you picked up in Fort Pierce.
3 and 3.
Yeah, so this is really cool. But let's show everybody this really beautiful tortoise before
No, I
we
hope
head out.
they said he's okay here till Monday morning. I got him Saturday night.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
Let's see. It's Monday morning. Let's see this beauty. Oh, look at that beautiful 3J's tortoise.
Oh.
This is a baby Galap, everyone. He's nice and warm. Oh my God, that's what Socrates started out as, and so did Darwin. Look at this beauty. Good job. I mean, this is such a, you know, to have one of these is just incredible. Now, did they also tell you a little bit about exercise with these tortoises? So whatever you set up for this tortoise, since it's certainly young, we were talking about keeping it nice and humid. You have a humid hiding area that's going to be 85 to 95% humidity. That's an area where they can get in and hide. The regular ambient humidity can be like it is out here, okay? But another very important thing, Tom, that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create topography for this animal to climb over and walk on to help develop those rear legs. Because in the Galapagos, on all those islands, those are volcanic islands, and these tortoises spend their lives roaming those islands, and in some cases they make pretty good treks to where the food is seasonally. So them being herbivores, these tortoises are gonna wander up those rocky volcanic mountains. They're gonna walk to where that food is plentiful at certain times of the year, and then they'll walk back. And when they're doing that, they're clambering over some topography, some rocks, some roots, some logs, things like that. So with a little one like this, you just wanna create kind of a tortoise jungle gym. Nothing, oh, sorry little guy. He's a little nervous. We'll put him back down in here. But you want to create just little things, nothing that's too tall that it can flip over, but you want to think of him as like a little Jeep, okay? And so he's just going to climb over a log and maybe a little topography, a couple of flat rocks stacked up that he can kind of walk over. Here's an idea that I'm going to be implementing at our home at the camp. You know where I keep my Galaps, right?
Yep.
So we built that water hole. I never really liked it because it didn't drain properly. I'm gonna fill it in and create a plateau. And what I'm doing is, once I fill that in here with the Kubota, I'm gonna start feeding the tortoises up there. So the tortoises have to walk up something. They have to work for their food. So what I would suggest is get some flat rock and stack it just about that high, but make a nice gradual platform that it can walk up to eat. And then it'll have to walk down.
I'm just going to parrot some of the things they told me this weekend by other people.
That's fine.
Because you have experience with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to start out. I'm going to go to Tractor Supply because they said maybe keep it in the house for the winter.
Yes.
So I'm going to get the 5 foot by 3 foot.
Okay.
That'll be 15 square feet for walking around. They thought that was pretty good.
That's good.
Now,
yeah.
should I get the hygrometer or whatever?
Oh, a hygrometer?
When they say 80-85%,
right,
how do you really know?
Right. Well, what I do is I just make sure that I missed the hiding area, and you can also miss the box.
Now,
miss the entire enclosure.
Some people said the moistened long fiber sphagnum moss.
Sphagnum moss, correct.
I've heard someone else told me though that it's a low pH, and if you digest it, it's not the best. But you talk to different people, they'll tell you different things.
Right. I've never encountered any problems with the sphagnum moss. My tortoises grow up nice. Look at this, just a beautiful, strong animal there.
They told me it has a perfect shell now.
It's absolutely perfect. I mean, if you get a tortoise from 3J's, you're getting the absolute best. You know, John Heidecker and Jason Abels know what they're doing. They have been reproducing this species now for close to 15, almost 20 years. So that's all the testament you need. And we've done videos down at Jason Abels, and maybe one day when you and I take a ride down to Miami for plants, we'll make a stop at Jason Abels' place so you can see the parents of your baby.
And they said I need to put some sort of a lid on, and most of it be somewhat of a solid lid.
Because that's going to hold
because
in more
it's going to hold the humidity.
Right. That'll hold the humidity in. But yes.
Opuntia cactus, hibiscus.
I got plenty of that when you come down to my house.
Okay.
These are grazers. They're going to graze a lot. I would feed them produce maybe, once in a while, the collard greens, things like that.
The person that was holding this said he was feeding it a little bit of, in addition to Opuntia and hibiscus and weeds, a little bit of the curly kale and a little bit of carrot.
Little bit, yes.
Yeah. But
yellow
I'm okay
squash
doing
also.
none.
Yeah, no, little bit's good.
Okay.
Yellow squash, again, good, beta carotenes, but hibiscus leaves, mulberry leaves.
And let's go get the white elephant palm and bring it to Kenan's house.
I'm really excited about this plant. I don't know why,
Okay.
but it's just such a cool palm.
We saw it at Excelsa.
Excelsa.
$18,000.
I know.
It was pretty though.
It was also how tall and big.
It was like
and
15
mature.
feet tall. And
so it'll be a few years before this thing's that big. But just knowing I have one of them, it's such a cool, primitive looking plant. And I'm excited to get this thing in the ground for sure. Give it some love, watch it grow. I'm gonna name it Tom. Tom the elephant palm. Look at him. Thank you, buddy.
Like
This
I said,
is cool. Oh, this is so cool.
and
That is amazing.
and again, it has a little brown on it from my irrigation.
Okay,
But your
yeah.
new foliage is all bright green.
Perfect.
And then
What is this guy like? Shade or something?
this is shade.
Shade.
Yeah.
I know exactly where I want
Okay.
this to live. Do you know what continent it's from? Is it Asian?
Find out in 30 seconds.
Let's find out right now. This is where Gage is going to fast forward, or we're just going to do a really cool edit, and all of a sudden we're going to know what we're talking about. Ready? Watch this.
Caradoxa palm tree origin. Of course it doesn't.
Well, Caradoxa.
Yep. White elephant palm origin.
Thailand.
Thailand.
Asia. I was right. Okay. Thanks, buddy.
Okay.
All right, cool. So this is perfect because where I want this to go is actually by the new Aquascape Pond, and I'd love to show it to you.
No, I'd love to see it. Yep.
Awesome. Okay, this is it. This is the new pond. Check it out, man.
Oh, it looks cool.
Thanks, man. So here's what I want to do with that African white palm. What is it? The elephant, white elephant
yes.
palm. So where that fishtail palm is, I'm going to remove that. I think it would look cool in between those two bamboo.
No, it would. It would. Make sure you give it water, though.
Yeah, we'll give it a lot of water.
Okay.
But this has kind of become my Asian area. We've got Asian turtles, like these Royal River terrapins from Thailand, actually, and Southeast Asia. We've got the giant bamboo. We've got some sea breeze bamboo. And then that white elephant palm is going to be awesome here. I really appreciate it.
That looks really cool. I love the Batagur.
Isn't the Batagur awesome?
Oh, he's awesome.
Yeah, that's Frida. And this is her pond. We named it Frida's Pond. And yeah, there's 2 Badager, a fly river turtle, and 2 Krebs turtles in this pond. So it's a really cool pond, and we've got, of course, the bamboo. We've even got some really nice ipe wood on the bridge. So I'm pretty happy with it over here. It's a nice little meditation garden.
Is the Badager full grown?
It is a full-grown female, and she's actually from the Bronx Zoo.
Now there's another Badager that has more
Yeah,
color on it.
That's right, the painted terrapin, and the males will go through get pink and red in the breeding season.
You ever thought about having those?
I do have 2 of those.
Do you?
Yeah, I got a couple of those, and we've got the Badager affinis. Those are Badager borneensis. This is Badager affinis.
Okay.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's awesome, man. We will see you next week, and don't forget to like and subscribe.